Aaron, what's the most important advice you have for someone newly diagnosed?
I'm going to make two comments about the newly diagnosed. The first one is it's going to take about 2 years to get comfortable with yourself and the disease. Not 1 year, but typically not 3. And so knowing that is helpful as you go through this uncomfortable process of learning about your new normal and your body and this disease. You got to be a little bit kind and give yourself time. And in that period of 2 years, when you're trying to figure it out, use your neurologist and your neuro team as a sounding board. So as you hear and read and think things, keep bringing it to them because you're in the process of learning. My second tip is to be 5 for 5 in your fight against MS. If you can be 5 for 5 in your fight against MS, you are head and shoulders above the rest. Number one, don't smoke stuff. Smoking increases the risk to develop MS. And if you have MS, it speeds up MS by about 50%. Number two, supplement low levels of vitamin D and eat clean. So low levels of vitamin D increase the speed of MS getting worse, and supplementing it slows it down. Eating clean is really your key for improving energy and thinking and memory and mood and a bunch of other really important things. Number three is to exercise as part of your lifestyle. And I'm not talking about becoming a professional MMA fighter or climbing Kilimanjaro. I'm talking about integrating a walk into your daily routine or participating in yoga once a week. Integrating exercise as part of your lifestyle, because exercising as part of your lifestyle slows the disease down. It buttresses against future attacks and it preserves brain volume. It literally helps preserve the reserve. Number four is to take a disease modifying therapy and make sure it's working. Not taking a DMT to me is like a diabetic not taking insulin. And if you're on a DMT, we need to do an evaluation to make sure it's working. We need to see you in clinic. We need to examine you. We need to listen to you. And we need to get MRIs periodically. And number five, in being 5 for 5 in your fight against MS, is a daily effort at mindfulness, a daily effort at spending a few 5 minutes of your life being in the present moment without prejudice or judgment. So, for example, I practice shower meditation, where each morning during my shower, I sit, close my eyes, and I go through a quick breathing exercise. And it's transformative. It gets me ready for my day. And I want you to have a similar experience. So it's going to take a couple years to become comfortable in your skin. And in the meantime, just be 5 for 5 in your fight. You're going to end up ahead.
I love that. And it's a great point that you make about making sure that your medication is working for you. I remember in the first couple of years of my diagnosis, I continued to have relapses, but I thought that if I went off of my medication or changed my medication, that I would actually be worse.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand that I shouldn't be having relapses at all. I thought that this was what it was like being managed. So
that's a really good point that you bring up. So if you're on a birth control pill and you become pregnant, it didn't work. Right?
Exactly.
So the goal of a birth control pill isn't to remove your 3 kids that you already have. It's to prevent unplanned events, in this case, a pregnancy. Now, if you're taking a disease-modifying therapy for MS and you have an attack, it didn't work. If you're taking a disease-modifying therapy for MS and you have a new spot on your MRI, it didn't work. And if those things occur, God forbid, it necessitates a discussion with your neurologist. Now, you two may decide to stay on the medicine with a zero tolerance policy moving forward, or you may decide to escalate. But what's not okay is just to ignore it and move on. You have to say, wait, I was taking birth control. I got pregnant. It's not working. And then, you need to make a change. Absolutely.
In my own experience, I would just like to say that MS is hard. It might be the hardest thing you ever do. But I always like to say a difficult life doesn't have to be a joyless life. I was diagnosed at 23 and all my best days were still ahead of me.
Thank you for sharing that. That's what I'm going to take away from this discussion. That was awesome.
Well, thank you, Aaron, so much for being here and taking the time to talk. Where can our viewers find you?
Absolutely. So I hang out on the interwebs. You can visit me on my YouTube channel. So that's my name, Aaron Boster, MD. And I produce a new YouTube video every Monday morning. I also like to do these YouTube live streams about once a month or so. So those are really fun. So don't be a stranger and feel free to say hello, howdy, hi.
What did you think of that explainer? Drop a comment below, and while you're there, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more MS videos and interviews. Catch you next time.